Will. So anyways, speaking of doing hood rat things and doing things they shouldn't be doing, do you guys remember? God, this is terrible. Justin Blackmon. Blackmon is how his name looks. Wide receiver out of Oklahoma State. He's an All-American. Pretty much was guaranteed in 2012 to... I mean, he was one of the best receivers in 2012 draft, easily. Going to go in the first round, was compared to all different types of Hall of Fame guys, drafted by the Jaguars, which, you know, getting drafted by Jacksonville is great because, hey, you're drafted and you're probably going to be like playing immediately because they need your help. But they also, you know, suck. But anyways, Jacksonville had traded up with Tampa Bay to draft him. So they're really excited. He was the highest selection for Oklahoma State since Barry Sanders in 1989. No big deal. And the reason I'm giving you this background and assuming that you don't know his background and just how special he was and just how amazing he was, then he was part of the 2011 Oklahoma State team that just, you know, killed it. I mean, he was the top receiver twice. He won the award for like the highest award that you possibly could for a wide receiver twice. And the only other person to do that is Michael Crabtree. And well, Michael Crabtree is a sorry receiver, according to Richard Sherman. Watch that video again. It's fun. So he's amazing. He was amazing. We're talking 2012, Justin Blackmon. And we fast forward a little bit to he got drafted. And then that was obviously spring. Go to summer. It's June 3rd. And Justin Blackmon is arrested for DUI. And, you know, DUI, we get it. Apparently, since, I guess, he ended up hurting himself. And, no, he didn't end up hurting himself. I'm sorry. He got a suspension for substance abuse in April of 2013. And in July, he went like groin surgery. And he, you know, had to like recover, obviously, missed most of training camp. And then he was on active roster. He came back and caught 5 passes for 136 yards in his first game back. And then in his second game back against Denver, 14 catches for 190 yards. And apparently, you know, shitty bye week for Jacksonville in 2013. November 1st bye week. He was suspended again without pay indefinitely for violating the substance abuse policy for the NFL. He would have been eligible to apply for reinstatement prior to the 2014 season because that's when, okay, got him back on track. Let's do this. Well, May 2nd said that it was unlikely that he would join the team for 2014. And then he got arrested again at a traffic stop July 23rd in Oklahoma for possession of marijuana. So October 1st, he goes into rehab. He was doing well, learning a lot. Blackmon once again was denied reinstatement by the NFL, ending any hopes for 2015. He was added to a confidential negotiating list in August for Toronto Argonauts team, which is, you know, obviously Canadian football. Jacksonville also had to release him from his contract in order to be reinstated. He also must be reinstated to play by the NFL, as the CFL honors all NFL suspensions. So this is up to speed. September 1st. No big deal. Then at 4:45 p.m. this Saturday, Justin once again was arrested for DUI. 4:45 p.m. Okay. NFL weight, wide receiver. He was like 210. I've heard through rumors and everything else, because that's how it operates when you have spies in the league. I hate that word, but whatever. What I've heard is that he was weighing closer to 280. So that's like a lot of weed, a lot of not working out, and a lot of not doing anything to keep up with your athletic prime. So you have that. You have him pretty much saying, I don't need you guys. I'm out. Like, this is pretty much something that I don't care about anymore. I'm not going to go out of my way to take care of myself. But you know what? I don't blame him. And here's why. The NFL does not care about anything except making money. You think they care about women? That's funny. You think they actually care about, victims of domestic violence? No. They'll pay you off to not talk about it. Do they actually care about making the league a better place? No. What they do is force players to do X amount of charity work, X amount of this, X amount of that. So they look like they're out there doing things all the time that are giving back to the community. Meanwhile, you can beat the crap out of your girlfriend, knock a girl out in an elevator, and until the media backlash started, there was no additional suspension for Ray Rice. Even though the NFL had seen the video. Like, I'm not going to go back into all of that, okay? I'm just saying. Then you can get suspended because you were abusing your child after one child of yours had just died. And then you get nominated for Walter Payton Comeback of the Year. Walter Payton Man of the Year award. What? Adrian Peterson? No. It's not how it works. But in the NFL it is. So tell me the last time, and Johnny Manziel does not count, the last time the NFL truly went out of their way to make sure a guy that should have been a superstar was able to stay with the team, get the help that he needs, and continue getting better. You look at these guys that play college football. You look at these guys who are submerged, balls deep, if you will. All they do is play football. They're with their team. Their team is their family. They're with the people that also can't get in trouble because they would get in trouble. They can't get in trouble and they're not doing things that would get them in trouble. So they stick together, form a family around the guy that needs help the most. Tell me when that happened. Tell me when the NFL successfully turned an addict and someone who was having really bad problems into a clean, like sober clean superstar that they were supposed to be. It's not working. Clearly it's not working to suspend guys and ban them from everything, including being around their teammates and practicing. That is not working. So what needs to happen if the NFL, truly gave a shit about their players? If you have substance abuse problems, what you need to do is be around people who, one, understand you, two, want to help you, three, are also not able to run around drunk in the middle of a Saturday. What do you think would happen if they at least allowed Justin Blackmon to be on the practice squad and continue practicing and continue being in an environment that did nothing but make sure that he was playing football? Think about it. What on earth would be the harm in letting a guy who needs football in his life to keep on the straight and narrow play on a practice squad? Keep practicing. Keep staying focused. Keep getting practice squad salary. Stay away from your hometown that apparently does nothing but get you in trouble. Why is that so hard to figure out? The NFL does not care about players. They care about money. They care about making an example out of guys like Josh Gordon, Justin Blackmon, Johnny Manziel, even though they're not really making an example out of him, but, you know, him not succeeding in the NFL like he wanted to and like he thought he could, you know, fuck up the league or whatever he texted the Browns coach, that makes them smile. You know who makes them smile even more? Guys like J.J. Watt, guys that build bedrooms under bleachers so that way they can stay at the stadium longer. They want your entire life to revolve around the NFL. But the moment that you don't follow along with their rules and show any signs of needing help, nope, you're fucked. Bye. But a guy like Greg Hardy, who can beat the shit out of his girlfriend, blame it on her, or at least try to, gets to stay in the NFL and gets to be little Mr. disrespectful jackass around the media just because, you know, he can. And gets to play still. Don't smoke weed or we're going to kick you out for being a terrible person, because weed is way worse than beating up a woman. You know, it's one of those things that I have a hard time wrapping my head around it, but I can guarantee you that if this kid, instead of being exiled from the league and exiled from everything keeping him put together, would have just been able to stay with football and stay on the practice team and stay practicing and stay doing something besides getting in trouble at home, guarantee you that this kid would not be having problems right now. Justin Blackmon would not be on his fourth arrest. He wouldn't. When football has been your life for so long and it gets taken away from, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? Do you think this kid is just going to be like, well, time for me to go and live a healthy lifestyle and get paid absolutely nothing for doing it and really deal with my problems constructively? Yep, that's what I'm going to do. No, it's not what happens. What happens is that these guys get into the life of football and love it, because guess what? It's not just, yeah, money helps, trust me. Money helps everything. But these guys don't go in to the world of football and just think dollar signs. They have a family. They have a locker room. They have a team. When they have been used to playing on a team and being in a competitive locker room and competitive environment in general, you take them out of that forward motion environment where they are pushed to succeed and let them do whatever the fuck they want, because people with substance abuse problems should definitely be left to their own supervision and judgment. Doesn't matter if you send him to rehab. Doesn't matter if he goes to rehab. Rehab is for like 90 days. We're talking what's going to be better than being in an environment that pushes you to continue in hopes of being allowed back in. Weekly drug tests, practice squad. You stay there until you get your shit together and have like 6 months of clean tests. In the moment, and knowing the moment that you slip up and fail, after already being in the system and after already being through the like rehab program, you know, when most guys are going to go watch tape and go watch film, you go to a meeting, you go to an AA meeting, you go see your sponsor, you go do something. That's what it's going to take to fix somebody. A football player that goes from being in a locker room and having that type of bonding with their teammates to being kicked out onto their own accord when they have substance abuse issues or issues in general. The fuck is that teaching them? If you give a guy a duty, if you give an athlete a duty to say, hey, we know you fucked up. We know you're on your fourth arrest. We know that, but honestly, he would not be if they would do things like this. We know that you are someone that we want in our organization, but we don't know if you want to be here. If you want to get paid, just base salary for practice squad. Just do a basic salary for practice squad members. Do that. Say, we're going to put you in training camp practice squad housing if you want. Have an apartment where he lives with a sponsor. Have something. And yeah, it is a little bit, childlike. But guess what's even worse? Sending him back to an environment that does not give a shit about what he does. So you get this guy doing something on the practice squad. You have him keeping up with workouts, keeping up with, plays, keeping up with everything. But he just doesn't play. He's not on the sidelines. Or he is on the sidelines. And what would torture a guy of that caliber of athlete is watching his teammates play and knowing he can't do a damn thing about it until he stays clean. And he stays away from the shit that got him in so much trouble. That's it. Weekly piss tests. And after 6 months of clean piss tests, then he has a chance to be reinstated. Shit, make it a year. I don't care. You give him a taste of what he's missing out on and what he could be doing, and the fact that he knows that he's better than those guys out there, but can't do fucking anything to prove it until he stops with the drugs and he continues going to sponsor meetings and he continues going to all this stuff. You keep him in the system of football and you actually use football to heal people instead of destroy people, instead of making a mockery of a man who was an amazing athlete. You do that, and that's when everything changes and you are actually truly helping people. That's it. It's not fucking rocket science. Not at all. You know anything about sports, you know anything about teams, you know anything about the psychology of sports. Taking a herd animal and moving them to being in total isolation is going to do nothing for that. I'm not saying that these football players are animals. I'm saying that you take someone who thrives in an environment like a weight room and, working with coaches and working with people who believe in him, and you send him to some shitty rehab place for 90 days and thinks anything is going to change the moment he gets out of rehab. What the fuck is he doing? You think Justin Blackmon's going to go to Target and get a job and stay away from everyone else? No, that's not how it works. So I'm going to take a break. I've been talking for 40 minutes, but just think about it. If you want to give us a call, if you want to let us know how you feel about it, more than welcome to. I feel like this is something that I clearly feel strongly about, but that to me is what it's going to take to get NFL players like Josh Gordon and Justin Blackmon and countless others. That's what's going to have to happen in order to get them back on track. And truly, the moment that you start doing that is the moment that I actually believe the NFL is here to help. More later. Don't worry about it. Once again, my name is GAT. This is the Broadstakes.com morning show. We'll be right back.